What is going on, everybody? It is Lost in Place, and I'm bringing to you today my first ever 100 plus kill game. Yes, that's right, I finally did it. You guys watching at home, following my channel for a while, you know I've been trying for this for quite a while. I'm not normally the try-hard type. I'm definitely not the best at the game. That's hands down the truth. Well, I went 106 and 30, and it is really funny how it all played out because I wasn't even seriously trying. I just noticed how close I was near the end of the game, and the team I was playing with really helped me out a lot and made it happen once we realized how close I was, and yeah, it was pretty awesome. So just to sum up the evening, how this started out, it was a really odd night of gaming because I've been trying to get diamond SMGs for a long time because that's all I use. It's all I like to use in this game. In Black Ops 2, I love the SMGs. Haven't really messed around with much else. And I've been using them so much that I realized, holy crap, I'm pretty close to an SMG. So earlier in this night, I finally got the Chicom. I have been stuck on the Chicom. Was the only gun that I didn't have gold yet, and I was so frustrated with having to try to make this gun gold. And I finally got a gold, and I'm yelling in my party. Everybody's all like, "Woo, yeah, gold! Or you got your diamonds, yeah." And I go and look, and my shit wasn't diamond. Well, okay, no one seemed to mention to me that when you buy the Peacekeeper, the DLC for the Peacekeeper, that adds another gun, you gotta get gold. So I still don't have my damn diamonds. So that happened a game or two prior to this game. So I wasn't in the best of moods. But I was playing with some really good people. They good friends of mine. They're all YouTubers, so you should check out their links in the description below. I will definitely throw down their links, so check them all out. And we're having some fun. And I'm playing Demolition, so this is going to be a little bit of a long commentary, so I'm settling in here. I don't know if I'm going to be long enough to show the entire gameplay, because the entire gameplay is 17 minutes. We shall see how long this commentary is to determine that. Alright, so what I'm going to be talking about is some of the jobs I've worked. And man, I worked some fun frickin' jobs, guys. I have done some crazy stuff. I've always been one to, like, you know, if I want to try something, I'm going to do it. Nothing's going to stop me. So, yeah, here we go. Alright, so I guess I will start with my favorite job first, because I've had quite a few pretty fun, awesome, rad jobs. But I'm going to start right at the top, what job I enjoyed the most. Now, I am born and raised from New Jersey. That's right, Dirty Jersey represent. But there was a stretch in my life, in my early 20s, where I decided I wanted to, you know, explore and do something crazy, and I did something crazy. I moved to Cocoa Beach, Florida on a whim, didn't know anybody, and yeah, my experience up to that point, I had a lot of construction experience, and I worked in a lot of restaurants. I was a waiter, and that's the background I used to get my first couple jobs in Florida, and I had recently worked in fine dining, so I went straight to the highest end, nicest restaurant in all of Cocoa Beach, the Mango Tree. That's right. As far as I know, the Mango Tree still exists. I know it's changed owners recently, so if you're from that area, let me know. I'm curious if they're still up and running. But I got hired at the Mango Tree. This is probably like, this is 2001 actually. This was right around 9/11. And worked at the Mango Tree was a trip. First of all, the restaurant was absolutely impeccably gorgeous. I mean, it is beach themed. It has an exotic garden walkthrough in the back with black-necked swans and a pond with koi goldfish, and the main dining room was a big window that was right over these geese, and you could hear the geese squawking, and yeah, just the crazy weird plants that were in this botanical garden that people would walk through before or after the meal. The restaurant was gorgeous, you know, had all kinds of crazy paintings and like butterfly collections, and the food was impeccable. My God, like South African lobster tail, veal chandelier, top was scampi, and oh my God, like I could go on about the menu and all that stuff, but whatever. We've all eaten at nice restaurants. A nice restaurant is a nice restaurant. What made that job awesome was the crew I worked with, and I've made some of my best friends in my life at that restaurant, and we had so much fun. They were probably a little too much fun, you know, but definitely a good time, and we saw some crazy stuff at that place, and I made a shitload of money. So, I don't know, it doesn't really sound super groundbreaking, super exciting, but if you can imagine working in a restaurant that's, you know, 100 yards from the beach, and yeah, you're with a fun-ass crew of guys. The owner of the restaurant was kind of like, what's the word? Anti-woman, I guess? No, not gay, but just he didn't like women. Like, he didn't hire women. All the servers were all guys. We were all guys. Our uniforms were like tuxedo shirts with cummerbunds and bow ties and shit. But super high class, really fancy, tons of money. and the owner liked to party. So after work, we'd close the restaurant down. We'd break out some Crown Royal, some King Louis, some hardcore liquor, alcohol, and party in the restaurant. Also, another thing you got to know about Cocoa Beach, like I said, we're all guys working there. The #1 occupation for a lot of the girls in Cocoa Beach was exotic dancing. Yeah, that's right. Cocoa Beach is about 18 miles wide and a mile. I'm sorry, 18 miles long and a mile wide. And there's probably about 30 strip clubs in that small vicinity. And lucky for us, the Inner Room Cabaret was well, directly across the street. So, yeah, our evenings consisted of getting in at 4 p.m., having fun, working, wine and dining some people, and then we'd get drunk as hell at the restaurant after it closed, and then we'd go on over to the strip club. And then after that, everyone would make their way back to mine and my roommate Yogi's place. Yeah, that's right, his name was Yogi. DJ Yogi, biggest DJ in Brevard County. God, I wonder if he's going to hear this commentary. This is the trip. So, yeah, we'd have after parties at our place, and he'd spin his records, and we'd stay up to like 6, 7, 8 in the morning, and, yeah, repeat the next day. So, that was fun as hell, alright? That was job #1. That was fun for me. I worked there for a good 2 or 3 years. Alright, so, what do you do when you work at a resort restaurant and you want to do something more exciting, something different from that? Yeah, exactly. I came to a point where it was summertime. Summertime in Florida was slow for us. It was our slow time of year because it's nice everywhere else. And we didn't make as much money, so me and a buddy of mine, we decided we're going to go to another resort town for the summer and work at another restaurant just for the summer, make a ton of money, and then come back to Florida. So that's what we did. We went to Ocean City, Maryland, and I worked at a resort called Fagers Island. Yeah, it's spelled like it sounds, F-A-G-E-R. Fagers, not Faggers. But this place was absolutely epic as well. And during the summer, they are insanely, insanely busy. Just to describe the restaurant, it was a C-shaped restaurant on the bay. My geography's terrible. Whatever river or body of water is between Ocean City, Maryland, and the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know. It's on the bay, which is calm, and you could see the sunset, and it was the most gorgeous thing. And here's what was really cool. Every night at sunset, whether it was foggy or bright out, it didn't matter. We had the same routine. They would play the Overture of 1812 by Tchaikovsky as full volume, and like everyone would applaud, and you'd watch the sunset, and it was so spectacularly gorgeous. And yeah, that was pretty awesome. Now, what was really awesome about this was we were making so much freaking bank, so much money, because, like I said, it was very busy, and I was pulling in $200, $300, $400 a night, easy. But it was so damn busy. We were working 6 nights a week, so I didn't really have too much time for other stuff, but we still made time. I was living that lifestyle, you know. We'd work till 10, 11 midnight, then we'd go out to the bars till 2 or 3 or 4, then we'd find the after party. So, yeah, we were partying our ass off in Ocean City, Maryland. And that was a trip, too, because the best part was you didn't have to drive anywhere. There was a bus. We called it the Booze Cruise. There was a bus. You pay like $1 or $2, and you get a ticket that's valid for 24 hours. And Ocean City, Maryland's a straight line, so you're going north or south. That's it. Take the bus. You go get your drink on. You take the bus home. Pretty freaking rad. All right. So that was Ocean City, Maryland. That was fun job #2. All right. Now, the summer that I was down there. Okay, so like I said, we were from Florida. We went to Ocean City, Maryland. When the summer was over, we went back to Florida. Went back to Cocoa Beach. And I was tired of waiting tables. I was tired of doing the fine dining thing. And when we came back that summer, me and my friend lucked out because we missed out on 3 hurricanes that made landfall in Cocoa Beach. Absolutely ripped shit and destroyed that town. Like, destroyed so much. There's so much property damage from 3 hurricanes. So when we came back, there was a huge demand for construction workers, skilled construction workers. And, you know, in my prior experience, I had done some duct work. I was very skilled in that, but everything else I was kind of amateur at. So I took on a job learning how to be a roofer, how to do roofing, you know, for houses. And that worked out really well. And that ended up being a fun as hell job too, because we would get paid, what were we getting paid? Like, it wasn't super much. I think it was like $10 an hour, but it was not taxed. It was under the table, and we got paid cash in an envelope every week. And some of the places we worked, we were down near Merritt Island, and I forget the other town's name, near Sebastian Inlet. And a lot of the houses that we worked on were oceanfront properties. We'd be up on the roof, and you can see the ocean right to your left, the cool ocean. Well, it wasn't really cool. It's fucking hot in Florida. But you know, you got the ocean breeze coming through, and you're looking at the ocean while you're working. man, it was awesome. And for lunch break, you know, we'd bring our own lunch, we'd take a quick bite, and instead of just chilling, we'd go and paddle out and go surfing while we were on our lunch break. I mean, how awesome a job is that? I mean, my God, we had so much fun doing that. And they had an open door attendance policy, which also was a big perk. So hypothetically, if I maybe woke up one morning and didn't feel like going, guess what? I just didn't go. I didn't get paid, but I didn't go. So that was another fun job. Man, I'm reminiscing. I did work some fun-ass jobs. All right, well, let's get to something a little more normal. I don't really have normal jobs, guys. Okay, this one time, actually one of my earlier jobs, I worked at a hotel, a Clarion Hotel, and I was a room service attendant. And that doesn't sound too exciting, right? No? Well, guess what it was? It was, because when you deliver room service to people, you run into some crazy shit people are doing. You will see some crazy shit. Alright, here's a perfect example, right? So I go to the door, knock on a room service, and an Asian guy opens it up. And he's wearing nothing but boxers. Okay, well, I've seen this before. People answer the door in their skivvies, you know. They're having some fun, wink, wink, you know. So he's like, come on in, come in, come on in. So I'm walking in, and there's a little bit of a corridor. And as soon as I come down the corridor, I look to my left, and I look in the bed. And there's another Asian guy with the covers up to his neck. Like, what the fuck? Okay. Awkward. Porn's on the TV. Yeah, they rented some porn. So, yeah, let's just say I dropped the tray and ran out of that one. But there were some other good occasions where, you know, I'd stumble on a party. Like, I remember this one time specifically, people were asking for some wine glasses or something. So I brought up the wine glasses on the tray, but I went that extra mile. I put little Andes candies in the glasses and, you know, made the tray look all nice. And I brought it up. And they loved it, that little thing, that little extra touch, you know. So they're like, oh, what time you done? You know, I'm like, oh, I'm done in about an hour. Like, yeah, come on up, have some drinks with us. So after work, went up to their room and partied like a rock star. So yeah, that was another fun job. Yeah, wow, 12 minutes. All right, I guess we're getting to 12 minutes. I guess we can go the full 17. Yeah, we'll go the full 17. Why the hell not? This is a special occasion. I don't get this will be the one and only 100 plus kill gameplay on my channel. So we might as well go out with a gusto. I still have a couple more fun and exciting jobs I can talk about. Okay. We'll talk about one of my more recent jobs. I used to run and manage a skate park. Yeah, I was general manager at a skate park. It was so weird how it happened. It actually started out where I was running a retail store that was not a skate park. A good friend of mine opened up a business, and I was living in Florida, and he's like, I really need, and in Florida I was kind of getting burned out on being in Florida because I was drinking too much, partying too much, need to get my ass back to like home, to Jersey. I miss my family. And he contacted me and he's like, hey, I'm opening this business, I need a right-hand guy, you know, come in, run my store. And I took him up on it. So moved back to Jersey, became a manager of this store that we sold all kinds of shit like skis, snowboards, bikes, mountain bikes, skateboards, mountain gear stuff, and I was a general manager there, so I was kind of overseeing a lot of things. But the one area that I was really experienced in was skiing and skateboarding, because when I was younger I used to do all that shit, you know. I still did at the time. Hell, at the time that I was working this job, I was like 26, I think, 27, I don't know. But I still skated, I still ski. I still do now, but just not as frequently. But anyway, so we were doing pretty good business-wise, and an opportunity arose to take over an existing skate park in a mall near me. And we did it. We did it, and we bought out the skate park, and I became the general manager. And let me tell you, that was equally a fun job and a boring job, because obviously during school hours when I was there was nobody in there hardly. So I'd end up sitting on the computer, surfing the internet, or be out in a park skating or whatever, just killing time. But shit was crazy when it was the weekends or after school, and everybody's coming through there. Had to deal with a lot of injuries and stuff, like kids breaking their legs and shit. I'd have to call 911. And filling out a bunch of paperwork, dealing with cops, and another cool part of that job, because we did sell skis and do ski rentals, I got free season passes to all the resorts near me in the Poconos. And yeah, man, it was pretty rad. It was actually a very, very fun job. I honestly would still probably be doing it, but me and the owner had a falling out. Well, that's a story I probably don't need to get into in this commentary, but let's just say we had a falling out, it didn't work out. And I ended up leaving for a different job, which is just my current job. My current job I'm in, super happy. So I guess I'll include this as my finale, as the job I'm doing right now that I enjoy. And why do I enjoy it? I enjoy it because the company I work for is a very employee-friendly company. We become invested in stocks after working there for 7 years, and my company's been growing really fast. And ladies and gentlemen, Lost in Place will be set for life in another 2.5 years once I become fully vested. That is for sure. Also, another reason I like the job at work is because the hours. They're very flexible with their hours, and they allow me to set up a schedule that I really enjoy. And they allow me to set up with a schedule that I really enjoy. And right now, I'm working a schedule where I work 4 days and then I'm off 3 days. So that it's really sweet. And you know, I work 4 long days, but I'm getting 3 days off in a row every week. Every week being a 3-day weekend, man, you can't beat that with a stick. Ah, boy, wow, that's a long commentary. I don't know if I've ever done one this long. It looks like I'm going to be coming up a minute or two short of the finale, but I guess I will let that play. I have babbled on enough. How about you guys, if you made it this far, shout out in the video, let me know you made it to the end. I'll be very proud of you guys. That's awesome. Hopefully I kept it entertaining for you guys. And I hope you enjoyed my 100+ kill gameplay. We're probably right around the point where I'm getting it too. And what was awesome about it was I wasn't going for it when the game started. I didn't even realize until I got my first swarm in dogs. I only had 1 swarm and 1 dogs in this entire game. And when I got them, I saw the kills they were racking up. And then I looked at the scoreboard. I was like, holy crap. After it finished, I was at like 81. And I'm like, I'm going for it. Dude, this is going to be the round. And everybody who was playing with me really assisted and jumped in and were, you know, trying to extend the rounds to make it last the full amount so it would happen. And so I thank you guys, Uncle Conway, Rogue, Dusha, Miss Runs and Guns, and Zoso. Thank you guys for being there for me when I needed y'all. Pretty damn awesome. Got my 100+, get on my level, MLG for life. And yeah, I am the best Call of Duty player who ever lived. And I guess that's all I got for you guys for this commentary. I hope you enjoyed. I am Lost in Place, and this is the longest commentary I have ever done. Did it on 1 fucking take. Yeah, mama. That's right, 1 take in this long-ass piece of work. And that is how I roll. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Lost in Place, and I am out of here.